It's your favorite mommy dom who always got the time, Mistress Pegasus. And I'd like to welcome you to Tribechat, the long-form podcast about sexual, alternative, lifestyle, relationships, told from a black point of view. We'll make you think, we'll make you laugh, and we'll make you come. Stay tuned.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Omari the Rebel. We're about to take a quick break for a message from our sponsors.
I just wanted to know when we were going to fly.
We're still coming out with the song.
Yeah, we are.
What's going on, y'all? I want to welcome y'all to an exclusive episode of Tribechat, hosted by none other than yours truly, Omari the Rebel. Allow me to take you on a mesmerizing journey through the twists and turns of a serendipitous adventure. Picture this: I had the extraordinary opportunity to book the illustrious King Noire for an episode that would ignite the minds and captivate the souls. However, fate did have different plans. We found ourselves faced with a rescheduling dilemma. But fear not. Me, I'm the big homie when it comes to turning challenges into triumphs. So let's move forward. With determination pulsating through my veins, I embarked on a quest to find the perfect location for this monumentous interview. A place that would not only match the charismatic presence of King Noire, but also exude an air of enchantment and intrigue. And that's when I stumbled upon this hidden gem known as Kinky Desserts. Yo, let me put y'all on. Let me paint a vivid portrait for you. Imagine a bar that transcends the boundaries of conventionality, with delicacies take the form of artfully sculpted body parts. Yes, you heard me right. Penis and breast-shaped cupcakes, waffles, and cakes that challenge the norms of traditional dessert fare. Located in the captivating Lower East Side of Manhattan, this establishment is a feast for the eyes as well as the taste buds. Its exterior and tapestry of allure beckons you to step into the world where creativity knows no bounds. And once inside, prepared to be transported to an interior that is a symphony of beauty, tastefully adorned to ignite the senses. But here's what truly sets this place apart, my friends. Kinky Desserts is proudly black owned, owned by our people. In that realization, I found the perfect harmony between art, culture, and conversation. It was a match made in heaven, a space where King Noire's wisdom and experiences could intertwine seamlessly with the vibrant tapestry of the black entrepreneurship. Let us dive into this extraordinary life of King Noire, an award-winning luminary who graced the pages of Playboy and took the stage of Comedy Central. Together with his brilliant wife, Jasmine, they fearlessly tackled the sensitive subject of racism in the porn industry, creating ripples of change that resonate to this day. In this episode of Tribechat, we embarked on a poetic exploration. We dared to question society's norms, shed light on the often unspoken stories with the alternative sexuality scene. King Noire's words flowed like a river of enlightenment, carving new paths of understanding and challenging our preconceived notions.
Mark King Film Productions.
What's going on, y'all? My name is Omari the Rebel, and this is Tribechat, the long-form podcast by NK Swingers or Nzuri Kabila about alternative sexuality from a black perspective. We make you think, we make you laugh, and we make you come. I'm actually bringing you this special exclusive episode from our location called Kinky Desserts in the Lower East Side of Manhattan. Pegasus is taking some time off, but if you're watching us on YouTube right now, you know that I'm sitting next to somebody who inspires me. I've waited some years since we started this show to have this distinguished gentleman bless our show.
Appreciate it.
The legendary King Noire himself. How you doing, my brother?
I'm good. I'm co-hosting today, though.
Yes, man. I'm happy to have you here, B. For real. So tell me, yo, what brings you back to the tri-state area?
What am I here for now? I'm shooting a music video for my single King Said. Shot really amazing birthday porn shoot with Kinky with Bella. You know what I'm saying? That shit was fire. And what else did we do? I just did a. See, I got Tiana in the background, making sure I don't forget shit.
Yes. Yeah, shout out to Glittersaurus Rex. Another person that I look up to.
Then just did a photo shoot with my favorite photographer, Taurus Love. We done a lot of classics over the years, so anytime I'm here, try to get some work in with him.
Yes, man, and we're very happy that you are back. So you're originally from Jersey, right?
Yeah, I was born in Manhattan, and then I was raised in Jersey between Teaneck, Camden, and Jersey City.
Bet. So, I have a lot that I want to ask you. All right, now, first thing is, you are now primarily based in Florida, right?
Yes, the state of the Satan.
That's what I wanted to get into. Now, one of the things that on Tribechat, like I say, I myself, in addition to being a sex worker, I'm very active in the swinger lifestyle, the kink community. We, my co-host and I, we also throw play parties, kinky events that are specifically for people in the black community, right? Which is part of why I wanted to have you here. So we really pay a lot of attention to making sure that we address issues that meet sex positivity and the culture. So what's going on in Florida right about now? Like, how does that affect your day-to-day? Does this have an effect on you being able to do business between critical race theory being pushed back and things like the Don't Say Gay bill? How does that affect where you work, and do you ever feel like, you know what, maybe this might not be where I want to continue to stay?
Well, for me, first and foremost, it affects me as a parent. You know what I'm saying? We have kids who are in the Florida school system. So initially with our second oldest, you know, they were very outspoken about queer identity and inclusivity within their school. And this was like they graduated like right before it was implemented. But she pushed to have like for the homecoming joint, it wasn't like just a king and a queen. It could be a king and a king, a queen and a queen, or however. And also pushed for a gender neutral bathroom in their school. And so proud, right?
Yes.
But knowing like they were on that last wave before that Don't Say Gay shit, you know. So for our younger kids, it's already like, nah, we gotta watch out, because we don't teach our kids that there's something wrong with adults loving adults and
Facts.
all of that. You know what I'm saying? So we don't want somebody pushing that into their heads. And then also, just on being a black person in Florida, a state that had, I believe, more violent, like group violence against black folk. You know, like from Rosewood and a couple other joints.
It's part of Florida's legacy, unfortunately.
Yeah, so that's not taught. And then also you got this pray to you shit that's being pushed through the school system. I don't know if you've ever seen, they got this video where these two little, it's like a cartoon where these two little kids go back in time and they talk to Frederick Douglass. And Frederick Douglass is kind of telling them like, they're saying like, oh, people in our time, they be rioting and stuff like that. And, you know, fake Frederick Douglass is like, that's terrible and you should always be respectable. And then also talking about with, literally, this is not bar for bar, but paraphrasing, basically like the founding fathers of this country had to compromise to make this great country by having slavery, which is a fucking lie, because the founding fathers of this country were fucking slave owners and slave breeders. So
even the person who designed the flag.
So, you know, to have it like that is like y'all just comfortable lying, and y'all are pushing these lies. So, you know, we ready to get the fuck out.
Yeah, I hear that. And one of the things that I hear when there's pushback on the hyperbole around the conversation of critical race theory is that, hey, look, this is I guess we're inducing trauma on children by, sharing that truth or part of the history. But what I want to say is this, though. If we continue down this road to critical race theory, I believe what will happen is eventually we'll have black children talk, hey, did slavery really happen? We'll get to those conversations, because when we have to do this dance around the sensibilities of the establishment of the people who want to control the information, that's just going to push us. I'm about to take a quick break and a pause for a message from our sponsors.
I want to look like a bum. Come get your hair done.
Slim Trini Braids, your traveling hairstylist. Specializing in box braids, cornrows, locks, retwists, new twists, starter locks. Follow my page at Slim Trini Braids. DM me for booking and pricing. Come check us out at Slim Trini Braids. We offer awesome referral programs.
Come get your hair done. Your hair done.
But moving forward,
I want to talk. Hold on. I feel you on that, but I do think even more drastically what can happen from that kind of rhetoric is what we saw in Nazi Germany with Holocaust. Mm-hmm. When you try to destroy someone's history, and then also at the same time, we can't forget, even if they're taking away our history, at the same time in the present, we're still being vilified, because they're still, like right now they're pushing like, oh man, people are breaking into fucking Target and it's outlaws, and mm-hmm. they still, when the police terrorize us and murder us within our community, they still find ways to justify this brutality. So if they're doing that, and then on top of it, they're saying, we don't owe you anything for the atrocities that we've committed. And by anything, I even mean decency to tell the fucking truth. Right. Then that shit really does truly not only are they removing our humanity in the present, they're also removing the truth from the past. And that just leads to more and more hatred, because as we see, like right now in Florida, there's like a whole lot of fucking Nazis that are feeling out about and all that type of shit. And you see throughout all of the country, and I don't know, I'm not really a left wing, right wing kind of person. I feel like that bird ain't got really shit to do with black folk. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's Democrats that are racist as fuck. There are Republicans that are racist as fuck. It's just how they go about what they think for how the country is going to divide and work its money out. You know what I'm saying? Some people feel there should be programs for people. Other people feel there shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? So I think that within that aspect, thank you very much. Within that aspect, if this kind of stuff is allowed to go on and allowed to be pushed, because it's not just Florida, it's Virginia, Tennessee, Texas, run down the fucking list, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be even more people who might be on the left, so to speak, that lean centrist, that are going to allow it more, and it'll just spill over into all different communities. Because you see it here in New York, Staten Island was real welcoming to Trump when he came here, and to DeSantis when he came here. You know,
it's considered the most conservative part of New York City,
for sure.
You know what I mean? I work with a bunch of dude bros, and the conversation, and this shit is actually frustrating, which actually brings me to something I wanted to ask you about. First of all, shout out to you for representing you and your beautiful wife, Miss Jett Sett Jasmine, for representing us on Comedy Central, for addressing, because I am an active sex worker and adult film performer, addressing racism and porn. There's a clip that I laugh about it. You make a very serious point, but I really agree with you where you talked about Noire has a clip where he's sitting across from Jett Sett Jasmine and he says, yo, stop the racist rooms, stop the blackity black room. That shit took me out. So, all right, what is your stance on racial fetishism in porn? You know, I have a lot of conversations mainly about the fetishism of black people in porn, and sometimes also in the lifestyle community.
Well, a fetish is something that turns you on that does not directly correlate to procreation. It can be an inanimate object. It can be a body part. It cannot be a human. Mm-hmm. A whole human, a living, breathing, with the soul and all that shit. You can't fetishize a human because you remove someone's humanity in order to do so. So I don't fuck with race play at all, ever.
Me neither.
You know, I think within porn, if you just look at the history of America, the history of white folks in this country, in order to subjugate people, in order to enslave people, you have to remove their humanity. In order to force breed people and rape people on a consistent basis, whether it be for power or your own fucking pleasure or whatever the fuck they doing it for, you have to remove that person's humanity. So porn is like the race play porn or race play rooms in the swinger community and shit. It's like the remnants and the places where they can still feel safe and comfortable to follow up on, you know, their ancestor shit from hundreds of years ago, or you look at it proliferated through American culture, whether it was Birth of a Nation as a film, or minstrel music and blackface and all this other shit. There's this, you know, like in the Pedagogy of the Oppressed, you know, Paulo Freire talk about like the obsession of the oppressor with the oppressed, because they're like, damn, you could get through some shit. Damn, you that's how we always admired, like, you know what I'm saying, like how they're always like, you're so strong, you're so this, you're so that. We strong because we gotta fucking survive. You know what I'm saying? We strong because there ain't no other fucking option. But it's like now you're fetishizing the result of your oppression. So the oppressor, yeah, exactly. So then the oppressors, then they want to mimic you, they want to dress like you, they want to rock your music, they want to do all these things, but it's from a caricature perspective because they're not recognizing your full humanity. So when you look at it in porn, it's always like, boom. When I first got into the industry, so a minute ago, you know what I'm saying, it was always like, black dude break into the house, fuck the white wife, or fucking jail, fucking the white guard, or some white lady who just snuck into the jail or some fucking dumb shit like that.
So it's BBC Thug and shit when they talk about us. And the way they talk about black women is always, yo, why do they always, this is, I shot
Are there white thugs? But that's what I'm saying. Like,
exactly.
They don't have like white thug porn. You know what I'm saying? There's definitely white criminals out there.
Me and you both shot with a company, and this brother Brian, and he's from Flatbush, Brooklyn. Shout out to Black Touch. Y'all guys need to check out blacktouch.com if you want some quality erotica that depicts black people beautifully, because he has a slogan. He says he produces adult content that doesn't reduce us to fetishized versions of ourselves. So let me ask you this. If we are creating porn and we want to sexually express ourselves, what, as you are an adult film performer and you won some awards, I want to get to that. Do you have any advice on how we can positively explore that? Or like, what would you recommend to white people who feel like, hey, listen, I love black porn, or I think black people are sexy? Do you have any advice on how they can positively engage, or a healthy way to show that we're lauded and appreciated?
Yes. You don't have to make it based on our color. You can just work with people for the performer that they are. As for black folk making our own stuff, don't shy away. When we started Royal Fetish Films, the reason that we started Royal Fetish Films, was it 11 years ago now, was because there were no other options. There were no companies that were showing us for us, that knew how to light us well, that didn't just show, they show, like all these other companies show us as a fetish, not us exploring, engaging, and being pleased and enjoying a fetish, you know? So that's why we started what we did, and it's been really great to see a lot of people, you know, ride the wave and start their own shit and work with us, learn from us, all that good shit. So yes. I think that's been beautiful to see that there are a lot of not just companies but also black performers who, even when they shoot their own shit, have incorporated some royal fetish shit. Because like for us, it was important to show like waist beads or fabrics or play music that we actually would fuck to in real life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like shit like that I think was very important to us. And when it comes to white folk shooting us in porn, I think if you're a white person who wants to do a company that's based on black bodies, ask yourself why. That's a really important fucking question.
Why?
Because if you really think that we should be highlighted and shown and all that, put your money into a black company.
Yes, check out Royal Fetish. As a matter of fact, Lust Arts, they come up with some pretty cool stuff. Since we're talking about adult film performers, I want to talk about somebody else who really inspires me and has actually moved me in the adult entertainment space and as a black person in the kink community, Miss Jett Sett Jasmine. So I want to ask, first, how did you know that this woman was the woman for you? And what was it like when you first met her?
I knew she was the woman for me when she told me, she was like, if we're going to be in a relationship, I don't want no man telling me what to do. And I was like, perfect, because I don't want nobody telling me what to do neither. So then I was just like, oh shit, because we operate together without having to do all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we started working together first. That's how we met on a podcast. She was interviewing me, and shout out to the Emotion Picture and the brother Victorious.
Shout out to them.
And at the time I was doing erotic touch massages, dancing at parties and stuff like that, and she was doing kind of like toy parties and teaching pole dancing. And she was like, we can work together, we can both make money. And that I guess that was the other thing. Like, we can make money together. That's perfect.
Exactly.
Spoke my language.
Sounds like Jett Sett Jasmine. So New York. Shout out to the Queen Jett Sett Jasmine. So what was it like? She wasn't doing adult films when you met her?
No.
So like, how did that transition go? And when you guys met, were you monogamous, or did you transition your relationship, or did you tell her at first, I need to explore?
When we first met, I've been single for a minute, but I've been coming out of I was in a monogamous relationship with somebody, and I've always been poly, but I was really trying monogamy because people kept telling me like, yo, that's not normal that you think this way or that you feel this way. So I was like, I'm gonna really try to do this, and it wasn't for me. And I knew from that point on, like, I can never be or try to be something other than myself. I can't be in a monogamous relationship. So when we met, it was kind of like in that conversation, I was like, I don't want to be, and I won't try to be monogamous for anybody. So our relationship started in that way. In regards to porn, I had taken a break from shooting because I was working in the hood teaching chess and creative writing at a school in Jersey City.
Oh, you play chess?
Yeah.
Oh, we got to get busy, man, for real.
I used to come over here to Manhattan. They got what's that, West 4th or whatever, the park is over here. I used to come over here and get busy in a couple of them chess spots over here. But yeah, so when we started, we was like, started doing the parties and shit like that. And primarily our parties were like bachelorette parties, bachelor parties, anniversaries, like for black couples, black folk. And everybody would always ask like, yo, you used to do porn. Why the fuck is black porn so shitty?
Exactly.
Why
There's so many jokes about that shit, man, about the box covers and all of that shit. Like Chris Rock is talking about how the women on porn look like they don't want to get their pictures taken, like, and shit like that.
Shit, I'm like, shit, ain't even the box cover ones that people was mainly talking. This is everything, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
even the fucking bootleg joints, it's like nobody is showing any love to us or making it look beautiful. So that's why then we were like, I mean, I love making porn. Like, I love the art of it. I love the physicality of it, like all of it. So taking that break from it, I was like, what's up? Like, maybe we could do something. And Jazz was like, we had one of our subs shoot us once. Just like, I think the first joint we did, we called it morning sex. Mm-hmm. And it was just like literally just like the sunlight from the morning and just very intimate and all that. And Jazz was like, oh shit, I look good. Like, I could do this. And then that's like how it went from there. And that's how we started Royal Fetish.
Word, for real. There's something about that. And everybody who's watching, you guys know exactly why camera phones are so beautiful and have this high quality.
Oh no, it wasn't a camera phone. It was like on a DSLR. Like our sub was a professional photographer.
They started off winning. I love that.
We started off fly.
Speaking of which, and you started off fly, and it seems that it's paid dividends. So tell us about the award that you recently won for Urban X.
Yes, I won Pansexual Performer of the Year.
Congratulations, my brother.
Thank you. And then also, like, I guess technically it was the last cycle or whatever for the FetCon Awards. I won Male Fetish Performer of the Year and Cam Performer of the Year.
I want to get into your fetish training in a second,
Sure.
but what I want to talk about is specifically for this platform, we want to destigmatize the attitudes around sex negativity for black people in a language that black people can meet them. So one of the things that we talk about in American culture is homophobia, queerphobia, and such. And then I remember watching you on Royal Fetish talk about how you have made your journey and how you have come to identify yourself. So for everybody, how do you identify yourself sexually now?
As me. But if people need like a word for it, I would consider myself to be queer, yeah. Just because queer, as I've been told, is like outside of the norm, is all that kind of shit. You get caught up in that normie talk and shit like that, which I hate, because I feel like no human being falls into these boxes that they try to put you in, whether it's sexually or even if you don't engage physically, what you're attracted to, what you like, what turns you on. Because once you define it, then it kind of like, it sticks you in a box, because you might find some new shit. It's like, oh, I ain't never even seen that shit before. I like it. Or I've been doing this shit for mad fucking long and I don't like it no more. You know, like I truly believe that sexuality and sexual expression is something that grows with us as we grow. So it's like, you don't want to lock yourself in. Not to say that you're going to do any and everything, but there might be just a little twist or bend that you put on something that you're missing out on because you're trying to stick yourself in a box.
You know, a great woman told me that we should explore so that you can get to the bottom of your shame.
I like that.
Yes. Yo, Jett Sett Jasmine be coming up with some shit, as a matter of fact. So, when you talk about identifying in your sexuality, as a matter of fact, let's go back to your relationship. So, what would you say your relationship status is right now? What is your dynamic? Because you mentioned you have subs. So, as far as lovers, do you have a aside from Jasmine, do you have any other primary lovers or any regular lovers? Like, are you guys a house?
I don't ever know how to explain this shit. Jasmine is my primary partner, but besides that, I'm fucking single. I guess I don't know, but that wouldn't make me single now, would it? I don't ever know. I need somebody to break that shit. I forget how to break it down, but it's pretty much like I have had subs. We've had subs together. Jasmine has had subs of her own. We both have had lovers throughout our relationship. So, you know, I'm polyamorous. Jasmine defines herself as a sexual opportunist. She loves, because I'm a hunter, so she loves when I hunt and bring her something fun, you know? So that's kind of like how we operate. But in regards to polyamory, I like to explain it that my polyamory is true polyamory. Like, I enjoy getting to know people. I enjoy loving people. It doesn't just have to be physical and about sex for me. So I feel like it's like when I am trying to explain all these different levels and shit, it's like, yeah, I'm polyamorous. I'm also pansexual and queer and just a fucking freak. You know what I'm saying? So like, we're all of
we
these
like
things.
Freaks.
It's like, I think, I don't know. It's like, as a musician, it's like when you're looking for certain sounds and you're trying to break through an old sound. You know what I'm saying? Like, you love your old sound. You fuck with your old sound. But it's like you're expanding upon that. So it's like you add in instruments, you taking away instruments, you add in rhythms and all this other kind of shit.
And
like that's how I look at it within sexuality, within relationships and things like that. Like, it's all a groove, it's all a vibe. So it's like I'm always just building and taking away from it.
So I've been actually a musician myself. I grew up in kind of an artist family. It's real strange because my mom, a black queer woman is where I learned the word copyright and how I, like my brother and I, like he grew up playing the djembe and all of that. She was a spoken word artist. She got some albums out. So I want to ask, how long have you been doing music, King Noire?
Sounds like yeah.
So what type of music do you specialize in? Is there a genre?
Was it the Chicago Art Ensemble? They said I make great black music. That's what I make. You know what I'm saying? Like I grew up a child of jazz and hip hop, R&B and soul. So it's all of it in there. And I used to play the saxophone, used to play the viola, I DJ, I make beats. Like I just love music.
Well, I need some beats, man, for real. Because I got a special project that I'm working on, and I'm gonna need you again. Where it's about meeting the intersection of sex work and hip hop. I'm gonna talk to you about that. But so you are out here shooting a music video. Am I correct?
Yeah. I got a song called King Said. It's some Jersey club shit. I make sex worker music. You know what I'm saying? I make hoe shit. You know,
it's
what I mean?
some real Jersey shit. I gotta tell you,
the song itself is some Jersey shit. But like, I just got like this great compliment the other day. Shout out to Dom Cat, because she was like, "I have your song on my playlist as the last song when I let the motherfucker know I need my money." That shit made me feel so fucking good. I was like, ooh, my whole heart just beat it like,
run my coins, motherfucker. Let's play the soundtrack to Run My Coins. That shit is hilarious.
It's like either you got to pay for more time or it's time to go. Like one of them shits. And I was like, that's fucking beautiful. And I've been making music. Like some people might know me prior to this by going by my name, Hassan Salam. You know what I'm saying? I was signed to a couple of records labels out here in New York, some Universal subsidiaries and shit. Put out some records. Shout out to my brother Rugged and Raw, Mo Danger, and the rest of the team.
Shout out to Rugged and Raw.
But you know what I'm saying? Like we at a certain point, I had stepped away from that because we was making so much on the porn shit. And then, you know, Jazz is my cookie lions and shit. She's like, yo, we need some music for this RFF shit. You know what I'm saying? And I had made a song called Mile High Club that was on my Life in Black and White album. Mm-hmm. And I would perform it at shit. Like we performed it at Hito, we performed it at Desire, on a cruise, like the swingers cruises and shit like that.
You was at Sex Down South in ATL. How was that?
That was recent. I'm talking about before. This was like when I don't know, like 2016 or some shit like that.
Oh, this is a throwback. So
that song, we was performing at all these spots, and then she was just like, yo, we need some RFF soundtrack music, but also for when we do like flogging on stage and all the other like fetish performances, it's better to use your own music than somebody else's. So like that's how it kind of just grew into what it is now. And I do feel like a lot of the industry, in the music industry, takes parts of sex work, whether it's our fashion, whether it's our language, you know, whether it's just our hustle and the way we present ourselves, and uses it in a way to sell records, but then doesn't always give back or speak out for the sex worker community. So that was the other reason why we was like, we gonna push our own shit and, you know, keep our whole heads high and shit.
All right, so no, I wanted to talk sexual health, but before I get into that, I wanted to give a shout out to this black-owned business. Shout out to Kinky Desserts in the Lower East Side.
Oh yeah.
Yes, you guys need to come out to 181 Orchard Street in Lower Manhattan. So what they
get some chocolate injected into your throat.
Yeah, and yeah, I want to give a shout out to the guests because they wanted to bless us with some of the treats they have here. See, this establishment is about adult theme dessert treats. So everything from cupcakes to waffles are all themed in beautiful anatomies. Titties, dicks, and pussy. So they even actually brought here, what we have is
that's a waffle.
Yes, this is a vagina waffle, man. I love pussy. And right here, what is this? A dickjection. A dickjection.
That's good training for people right there. You know what I'm saying? It can help with your gag reflex. You know
of course.
What I'm saying? It could help with your digestion of said fluids and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? This isn't just a place where you can get some food, you can also learn something and practice and all that. So you can practice eating pussy on a waffle and shit.
Exactly. Yo, for real, do you have any tips on eating pussy?
Pay attention to whose pussy you eating.
Right.
Body language will tell you everything, because not everybody likes the same thing. I always think about this when Jazz and I used to do our fantasy flight parties. We used to like open up the whole thing to questions, right? Mm-hmm. And we would always get those kind of questions about like, how do I suck dick better? And they would be like, my man likes when I do X, Y, and Z, or my man doesn't like when I do X, Y, and Z. And be like, you know what? I don't like that either. Or actually, I do like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't. No dick is the same. Same thing with pussy. Like right. if you always trying the same thing, you'll see like not everybody respond to the same shit. So definitely pay attention to your partner. Sometimes even asking can help.
Yeah, this is just an example.
Asking can actually always help.
All of the pussies don't look like this, and this pussy is, you know,
it don't have a rest of a body. So
yes, the pussy also doesn't have a lot of melanin on it, man, but it's still cool though.
It's golden. I don't know if many pussies would like being bit like that though. Now, some though.
Now, I would say this though. One of the things that I want to ask you about adult entertainment from the perspective of somebody who's put a lot of years and a lot of time in. Now, the first thing I wanted to talk to you about, there was a shutdown last year. Mm-hmm. We had an outbreak. There was a strand of chlamydia that wasn't able to be tested. Now, if you guys are familiar with the adult industry, if you don't know, before a shoot, we are required to do testing. Last year, there was an outbreak. There was a strand of chlamydia which wasn't able to be tested on the conventional means, which is why now, and we encourage everybody who wants to know their status to include swabbing. Oral and anal swabbing. Can you let us know why that's important?
So, for everybody out there who's like, I don't need my ass swabbed. When you're getting really, really sloppy top and there's saliva going everywhere, dripping to your taint, it also gets to your asshole. So if somebody had chlamydia in their mouth, now you got chlamydia in your asshole. That's why you need to get anally swabbed. Or if someone's eating your pussy and it's really fucking juicy and whatnot and it drips down, you should get your asshole swabbed. You're welcome.
I want to say that should apply to everybody, you know, regardless of how you identify. And
wait, I was just thinking I forget who the comedian was that had said this shit. That'd be like, yo, motherfuckers wear condoms to fuck, but then be eating pussy and sucking dick raw. Like you just ate the disease.
Exactly. Exactly.
So yes, you should get your mouth swabbed. You should get your butthole swabbed. You should get tested as much as humanly possible.
And I think it's also, I want to make sure that, like, I like being transparent about that because in addition to making sure that the community is safe, I want everyone who enjoys sex to not just get tested, but I want to encourage destigmatizing the conversation around it. Mm-hmm. You know, we want to fuck, we want to suck and such. We should be able to find an appropriate way for us to talk about what is your status, or can we get tested together? Now, also, since we're on a conversation about sexual health, not to be an alarmist, there's something else out there that I just learned about. Can you tell me what MGen is?
Some other shit we gotta be concerned about.
Right.
Now, I'm told that, and I am not a doctor, so don't be fucking quoting me on this shit. I just go get tested for it because I don't fucking want it, whatever it is. But no, it's a new STI that was, it has a longer incubation period from what I understand. So like some people can get it or contract it, and then it takes a little bit of time for it to show up in people. So it can be dormant for a while. So it's important to get tested for it as regularly as possible. You looking it up to break it down?
Yes, according to ChatGPT, MGen is an abbreviation for Mycoplasma genitalium, which is a sexually transmitted infection. Listen, this is also supposed to be included in your panel. So what I want to say is this, though. I'm located in the NYC area, in the tri-state area. One of the things that is a barrier for people to be able to get their work done, or sometimes in their personal lives, is access to testing. What I want to tell everybody is this, though. There's an organization I am a big fan of. It's called Callan Lord. And they have this thing called Coin Clinic, where you, a sex worker, can get testing at no cost during that time. And then the other days, they do a sliding scale. So if you're not able to make it, you're able to get access to testing as well as counseling. Because like one of the things that also makes it important to me, my mother, what she also does is she does counseling for black women who are living with HIV. So when we have the conversation about STIs, one thing that people say, like, yo, why is it a problem for people to say, yo, I'm not dirty? Why does that language matter?
Well, shit, before you even get to STIs, people consider people dirty just for having more than one sexual partner in some places, or having different forms of sex, whether it be oral or anal or whatever. We're told we have dirty thoughts. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So any kind of infection or disease, not even just the sexually transmitted ones, people look at you like, you know what I'm saying, something is wrong with you and you should be ostracized from society. So I think when you add those two things together, it becomes even like magnified for how people look at you and your cleanliness. You could take a shower 23 hours of the fucking day and still catch an STI.
Not the 23 showers, man.
Yo, you know what I'm saying? But it's like
23 showers.
The way people think of filth, or the way people think of someone being dirty, you know what I'm saying? Like, diseases, infections do not care what your fucking cleanliness level is. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't change your cleanliness level. It does change your life. It does change your body. But it is things that we can live with, and it's things that we can manage, and it shouldn't stop us from also being able to live a happy and healthy life.
I hear you.
And also be loved and fuck and all that other kind of shit. But it's just very important that, you know, you get tested, share your status with your partners, and all that good shit.
What's your opinion on PrEP?
I'm on PrEP.
See, this is important. I wanted to ask that I was aware of that, because PrEP, there's PrEP and PEP. PrEP is for pre-exposure prophylactic, and then there's PEP, post-exposure prophylactic. Somebody else who I've been looking up to for a long time has been a leading voice in advocating for everybody to access this if you want to try to mitigate exposure to the HIV virus. It's safe. Well, of course, I mean, I can't guarantee, I'm not a doctor. I wouldn't guarantee this for everybody. But if we're all active in trying to make sure that not only do we know our status, we can do something to make this world a little bit safer. As a matter of fact, I went to Callan Lord. Have you heard of DoxyPep?
Break it down.
DoxyPep, now they're in beta testing of this. It functions similar to PEP, but they have a prophylactic that should be able to function on eradicating chlamydia, syphilis, and a range of non-lethal STIs. So far, they said that the testing says that it's working for people who are assigned male at birth. But I want to make sure that, we are getting our information from...
That sounds like the most man doctor shit ever. That's like Viagra, when they was like saying that they didn't want women to have the lady Viagra and shit. Men always finding some ways to do some wild shit. Oh man, I'm sorry to go off on a tangent, but that's wild.
Nah, man, because
are we only testing men, or it just only worked that way by
they just
accident,
tested it for
by
now
accident.
But it's just for right now. I guess it is, but nah, for real, because I mean they should make it work for if they're gonna test. They're gonna test it on women, because who are you having sex with?
But that's like, and also they don't have birth control pills for men. But that's a whole medical industry conversation that we're not here for today.
We had them, but I guess they discontinued them. I want to ask you, like, go into
discontinue that shit.
Yes,
that's wild, son. They're like, you have absolutely no responsibility for this. We're discontinuing this medicine and then banning abortion.
The idea was that, like, somehow men were complaining about the side effects, so they thought, well, we can't have a guy possibly get hurt taking this pill. I'm like, look, man,
That's wild, though.
Women have been putting up with that type of shit for a long time, man. And I'm hoping that we can be able to do something and get some sense to people so that we can honor Roe versus Wade. We fought for that shit.
They didn't do it to the men like they do to the women. It was like, oh yeah, don't worry about the side effects. It'll help you with your acne. They didn't do one of those for the men?
Nah. You know, like I said, we're still in a real patriarchal world. And at the time of today, as much as we move forward, we're still in a time where the cards are held by the people who mainly are the men who are making the decisions for everybody else. That's why Congress is a sausage fest. You know what I mean?
Oh, McCarthy got ousted today.
Yes. Hold on, I'm gonna pivot a little bit, but I wanted to ask you about your music and such. So, can I
tell me not to talk about the news with her eyes? My bad. Said don't do it.
We're listening to your Glittersaurus Rex.
Don't let them do it. Nah.
So I want to ask you this though. Use your mic. So who is in your top 5? If you have a top 5 of MCs.
My top 5 MCs in no particular order is what I'll do. Pac, Redman.
Such a Jersey answer.
Yo, don't test Redman though. Regardless where you from.
He the God.
Kendrick, 3 Stacks, and Rakim.
I hear you. Well, there is a gentleman that just came out with an album, and he's been there for 30 years. He's from Queensbridge. I think that guy's pretty good, you know. I think,
definitely.
I think Nasir Jones is pretty good too, but you know what I mean? I hear that. So I'm going to ask you, I mean, coming towards the end of the interview, what do you guys have coming up? Does Royal Fetish have any events planned in the near future?
Kink in Costa Rica, where everybody needs to come with us for. All right, so I'm just paint this picture for you. I don't know if would it be considered a villa because it's big as fuck. So it's like a mansion villa type situation. Mm-hmm. It's got 2 pools. It overlooks the ocean, and you could just do all the amazing kinky things with me and Jett Sett Jasmine and a very select group of individuals, including Glittersaurus Rex, who help us cultivate like 5 days in paradise. We at night do the kinkiest shit. During the day we take like little voyages out around the island, but also having like sapiosexual conversations and engagement with one another. There's an amazing chef that made this motherfucking paella with blue crab in it that I'll talk about forever. It's a beautiful time. There's masseuses, there's flogging, there's rope bondage, there's wax play, there's whatever the fuck else we can think of. And I think next time we go there, we're going to be shooting some scenes on site as well. So everybody needs to come.
I hear that.
And come.
Yes, come.
What else we got going on? We're actually going to be all over the fucking place. We're going to be, I think we just signed a contract to be at an event in Minnesota and Houston in February. We're going to be, I can say it right, we're going to be at the Horrible Decisions party here in New York City. I'm going to be joining them in Orlando. Jasmine's going to be joining them in Charlotte.
He's going to be here in New York City when I turn 37. So make sure that y'all come to the Horrible Decisions show and the after party.
Hell yeah.
At my second job, New Society for Wellness.
So yeah, that's it. I know I'm missing something, but we also, new scenes dropping all the time on RoyalFetishXXx.com. So make sure you check that shit out. Follow us on OnlyFans and all the places.
That was just going to be what I wanted to ask. Everybody whom can come and see your content, where they can hit you up. So you're a master fetish trainer. Do you have any advice to the aspiring doms or anybody who wants to credit themselves as a kink performer, specializing in things that you do, like kink, impact play, and generally the power dynamic, having subs?
Practice. Learn from people who are experts in it. Not everybody is your sub. If someone hasn't given you any kind of consent to do any shit to them, then they're not your sub. You don't just be trying to dom people out in the fucking street. That's not being a dom. That's being an asshole. So don't do that. I always tell people it's like any other art form, any other physically strenuous thing that you participate in. The more you practice, the more you train, the more you work at it, the more you learn from other people, the better you're going to get at it. Whether it's something you want to be an expert at one area, or if you want to broaden and have a lot of different things that you delve into, it's just like constantly learning and constantly building on it, constantly practicing.
Yes, I definitely agree with that. I'm a big fan of honing your craft. And I want to thank you so much for coming out here, man. Yes, man. I've been a big fan of all of your work, and we got to talk more. Like, I have a lot of plans and ideas, especially I want to talk to you about my idea for merging sex work and hip hop. But y'all, I'm Omari the Rebel, and make sure that you guys are following us on YouTube at Tribechat, and you are following us everywhere that you can get your podcasts, Spotify, iTunes, and also hit us up on Instagram and Twitter. Like and subscribe, comment what you like and what you don't like. You guys know how to find us. I'm Omari the Rebel, y'all. Stay tuned for the next episode.
Peace.
Hey y'all, thank y'all so much for joining our show, Tribechat, and you guys have a good night.
Flow that whole shit so unapologetic. Slang that good D, she working